Welcome back, everyone, to our channel. I'm Nikki.
And I'm John.
And this is Nikki and John. Today we're going to talk about Frozen 2010, written and directed by Adam Greene. This film stars Shawn Ashmore, Emma Bell, Kevin Zegers, and Riley Vanderbilt. Three friends go skiing. They go on the last day before it closes for a whole week. They end up getting stuck on a ski lift 50 feet in the air, and they have to survive. Pretty much, it's a cut and dry type of film. That's pretty much the base of it.
It's a fun movie, though. It's realistic, but there are a few things that the characters do that are just dumb. Like, for example, like one of them has a hood on, but he doesn't put the hood up. Like, you're up there freezing, why don't you put the hood up, man? And the girl, when she loses her glove and she puts her hand on the bar and she falls asleep, it's like, why didn't you put your, hand up your coat? Or, I would have brought my whole arm in my coat, try to keep as warm as I possibly could.
Yeah.
I just don't, stupid little things, but the movie is still quite believable because this sort of thing could probably happen to somebody or a group of people.
I think in many cases and most things that I read that it's the most believable because it has happened at some point. I agree with maybe you'll call it like a movie stupidity where it's like, oh my God, it's right there. What are you doing? But you're not, you see it, but they don't know, it's like, it's kind of like if you were in that situation, you probably wouldn't know either because the one part where they're stuck up there and all three of them there, they have their ski poles, their skis, I would think, a snowboard, boots, whatever. And the part where the snowmobile's like right under them and they're shouting, it's like, throw your boot, throw your pole, Or if you're going to jump down on that thing so they fucking find the other people. Sacrifice yourself at least.
Yeah.
That way they know something's wrong. Something just dropped on top of me. Shit, people are stuck.
Yeah, because they had that chance when the other skiers were coming down the hill. And they didn't take it then. They did it later on when no one was there. Well, they tried to do it when the big snowplow truck was coming up, and then he was told to go back, so he ended up turning around and going back. But it was all too little, too late at that point. Realistically, they knew the storm was coming. They knew they were closing, and they still decided to go up one last time.
It's like, come on, don't take your chances. You already got in without paying.
Come on, you cunts.
Don't be selfish. Don't be greedy. But the other thing is, after a full freezing night, they wake up frozen, icicles all over their face, and the special effects makeup is just amazing, by the way.
Very well, yes.
But the guy wakes up and then he fucking ropes the cable to climb, kind of like he's not fucking frozen. Before he couldn't move his face. He thought he was dead. And then it's like, oh.
Who wants to watch me climb a rope?
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, that's fight or flight adrenaline,
Probably.
But
I'm sure it's possible.
Right.
I was just like, okay. I want whatever he's having. I'll have what he's having.
The only other thing, this was I found it when I was looking up the fun facts, but it's more of I don't know, not a fun fact about the movie exactly, but just the way the wolves circle around them and attack them and eat them. American wolves don't typically attack and eat humans. They might attack them, but they usually don't attack to eat and kill you. They'll follow you and encircle you and stuff, but they usually don't attack. I think it's more of a territorial thing. But European wolves have been known to attack and kill humans and eat them. So these style of wolves that are in this American ski hill are more like European wolves. So, but the threat of that and what can happen is the anticipation, and that's why they didn't show the killing. I'm pretty sure they did film a scene of Dan being eaten apart, but they didn't use it because they just didn't need all that gore for this film, which I kind of like that they left it out and had the other characters kind of not looking and just hearing him. Yeah. It was almost more terrifying not seeing it, like, because they're covering their eyes. They're not even seeing it. We're not seeing it either. Like, we're seeing their point of view of them hearing it, you know? That was a very, like, I think that was a better way to go for this style of a movie. It didn't need to be super gory. It's not a slasher, you know? So I really kind of enjoyed that thrill of it.
Now that you started with fun facts, might as well just keep going with it.
A fun fact for you.
The director when he was writing it, he didn't have the wolves in it at the beginning of writing it. But he heard a story of skiers that were stalked by wolves in BC, Canada. And so he came, oh, man, yeah, they're up on a ski hill. Yeah, might as well add the wolves in too. The story fits. So that's why the wolves were introduced into the movie.
This film has no CGI at all in it. The wolves are real. The actors were suspended 50 feet in the air. They didn't take bathroom breaks. They didn't have food or water. Like, they really went through the elements as is.
And to add on to your fun fact, like, the actors couldn't go to the washroom. Well, Adam Greene, the director, decided to go to the washroom just as often as they got to go to the washroom, just to kind of be like, I'm down on the ground, I'm directing you, and I'm going to stand in the same shoes as you because I feel bad for you not being able to go to the bathroom when you really need to, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, how long were they up there for in between, you know? Sometimes things happen.
Yeah, you can't help that sometimes.
Adam Greene himself is actually terrified of heights. So, him being the writer, director, terrified of heights, well, guess what? The crew that were filming it also did not feel, they were very nervous about hanging upside down or dangling from in front of the chair when they were up 50 feet above the ground to film the speaking up close shots. So Adam Greene and the director of photography, who is Will Barrett, they took the cameras and shot all those shots themselves, even though Adam Greene is terrified of heights.
Well,
that's dedication to your story.
That is super cool. But to add on to that, since you were talking about, camera operators and such, there is a little piece of, not dig, it's like playful banter, I think, between Greene and his usual camera operator, BJ McDonald, who is the face of the missing poster in the ski lodge on the fridge. That is the normal camera operator, but he couldn't do this film because he was too busy working on Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Oh, okay.
So he was getting snazzy. Snazzy with the big wigs.
Small thing, it's kind of funny that Shawn Ashmore and Kevin Zegers are actually close friends in real life.
So it's good to have that dynamic. You can relate to the banter because it's real.
Filming this movie 50 feet above, up in the cold, not getting to go to the washroom or eat or drink or anything.
Right.
And they got to experience it together as pretending to be friends while actually being friends.
Being friends, yes. Now, the production company could only afford to light the first 4 cable towers. So there is a repetitive feel to it. It's because it's true. Unfortunately, this location has a past suicide attached to it where a man shot himself on the lift at the same height in the same spot where they film, where they get sucked. This story was rumored, but it was confirmed where this movie was, this film was shown at a festival at a Q&A. A woman had confirmed it that knew the man. So there is some truth about that speculation. So.
And to add on to that, the chair that the suicide happened on was chair 92, and they used chairs 75 to do the filming. But in chair 92, they know it's the chair because there's actually a hole, I think a bullet hole in the chair somewhere, which obviously they did not repair, which is there that signifies that that's the chair.
Yeah. All right, what else you got, babe? Talk to me, Goose.
Okay, I think I have one more fun fact. Adam Greene also wrote and directed the Hatchet movies. I believe Hatchet, the first one, was his first film. And in Hatchet 2, there's a scene where you see a TV, I think, in the background, and there's a news story playing, and it's about the events that happened in Frozen. So it's about those characters. So it's in the same continuity of that universe, I guess.
Twisted Sisters D. Snyder is the voice over the speaker that says "Last chairs through." D. Snyder's son Cody was the director's assistant on this film. He could be seen wearing a Twisted Sister shirt.
That's right.
The Bigger Boat production company, that immediately caught my eye because that has to do with Jaws, and I love Jaws. There is a reference in this film to Jaws slightly because they really like the film. They're on the ski lifts and they're talking about the worst ways to die, and Dan says, eaten by a shark or whatever. So that's kind of where that's in there. At the first screening, a woman fainted when Dan jumps down and breaks his legs. There has been talk of every screening this film was shown at, somebody was either sick, passed out, walked out, whatever. So that's just a nod to the makeup and everybody a part of it. That just means it was amazing. Because it was, amazing. Okay. I am terrible at other languages, so I will just type this out. The Spanish title is, okay, let me just give it a whirl here. Muret en la montaña? Translate to Death on the Mountain. I like that so much better than Frozen, because what happens when you just search Frozen movie, John?
Woohoo! Big summer blowout.
Disney. Frozen 2010 is what you have to search for this film. It's a little much considering what we went through with all the Black Christmas movies, 3 different films. It's a little annoying. Just note to self, if anybody makes a movie, make sure there's not a million
other titles.
Whatever of it. Please make it different. Thank you.
You're making our lives much easier if you do that.
This is a funnier fact that is, I don't know. Adam Greene does films at a film festival, mostly to do with horror, but it's under like the douche brother films. I don't know. I just thought that was really funny. The wolves in this movie are real. The trainer had to step in at one point because one got close to Dan after he jumps down, and one got way too close. So the trainer had to come in and step in and take care of business with that.
Madman are coming, gonna do you no harm.
Rating time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a 3.6. Like it's a good movie. Couple little funny things about it, but and like some really great moments, like when Dan jumps off the chairlift and his legs break, and then the wolves come and circle around. Like great scenes, like a few really really good scenes like that, and kind of their determination after being frozen for so long. Like that fight or flight kind of response kicks in. So yeah, I give it a kind of a high score, but I don't know how many more times I'd watch this movie. I've already watched it 2 or 3 times. I might watch it again, but it's not on my like to go to list to put in and be all excited to watch.
Yeah,
still a good movie. So
yeah, I can agree. I mean, I feel that when I was researching everything for this film, there was so much hate on it, and people, critics and viewers picked it apart. They were saying like, oh, well, it'd be so easy to escape and jump down, and bullshit, they left their phone in the thing. It's like, look, Adam Greene did his research, okay? I know because I did my research. Right. Know about what you're talking about first, Yeah. But he even said, on the mountain, you won't have great signal. There's a good chance your phone will break. There's a good chance you will lose your phone completely. So that is a better chance people will leave their phone in their lockers. And as far as what you would do,
phone even work when it's that cold? Like the touch screen and everything, will that work in that freezing temperature? Probably not.
That's a good point. Well, that's a good point. But I mean, I just wouldn't want to run the risk of like breaking or losing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that'd be your first thing, thinking you're skiing. What if you fell and your phone breaks in your pocket? You don't want that.
Or if it just goes flying. Plus, it's snow, it's water. You don't really want that. But anyway, I felt bad for it because I was just like, okay. So, you know, somebody put their, I mean, I love indie films, and I thought this was well done. I've seen it a few times. Don't know if I'd really see it again. I mean, all in all, when you get past, like, you know, the indie parts, maybe like a bad spot of acting or just like a weird, you know, like, oh God, but you get through it.
Yeah.
3 stars out of 5. I put this quite high solely because I felt that people picked it apart for no reason. I thought, like, okay, well, if you're in that situation, it's like watching Naked and Afraid. You could go, well, you can't do this. It's like, you're not there.
Yeah.
You don't know until you're there.
I do the same thing. Because sometimes when people are put in bad situations like that, they make bad decisions. They don't think straight because they panic. And I mean, by the end of it, they've been there for how many hours and how cold are they? They're probably not thinking normally at all anyway.
Yeah.
So
you go delirious at that point. You go a little nuts.
Yeah, right. Next week we have for you, it's a kind of in honor of 420, because it starts off with marijuana, but we're gonna get into Blow. Johnny Depp. Fantastic movie. Can't wait to do it.
Iconic Johnny Depp. Iconic. Even if they haven't seen it, they know that Black Betty scene. They know it.
Yeah. So,
super
if you haven't done this already, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Come back next week to watch us talk about Blow, or go back and check out this episodes.
Thanks.
Bye.